Hello. Hi, Avery. Can I get an audio check? Can you hear me? Can you hear the game? Is everything working? Hi, Epic Pikachu. How are you? Audio sounds good? Alright. Let's go. How is everyone? Tired? Me too. I feel you. Luke and I began making our way to the Storyteller's Tower, where we hoped to begin our search for clues right away. We learned that Inquisitor Barnum told his dog Constantine that the tower is home to the darkest and most hidden of secrets. I haven't much time before the start of Miss Cantabella's trial. Come, Luke. We must make our way past this guard post and into the tower. Well, yeah. I plan on taking a nap after stream, so hopefully you could get some rest too. Chapter 8, The Final Witch Trial. Naps are amazing. True. You're so right. It's finally starting. The last witch trial. The witch's court will no longer serve any purpose once the great witch Bezella is burned. But Espella isn't Bezella. I'm not buying it one bit. They used to be a punishment, now they're a luxury. Real children don't know how good they have it. I mean, the storyteller is her father. I don't know what happened between them, but a father would never do that to his child. I think you're right, Maya. But no one else does. They're all throwing accusations at her. I just feel so sorry for Espella. It feels like this whole case is under some kind of bad spell. A spell? Yeah. We just can't see it yet. Indeed, I completely regret every nap I didn't want to take. That's so true. So valid. If only I could go back and nap those naps. That's why it's so vital that we expose the real witch behind all this. And we've got to do it during this trial. I believe in you, Nick. Oh, by the way. Yeah? What are you going to do during this trial? I mean, if you were thinking about watching... What? You mean you don't want me to be by your side? I didn't take you for such a cold-hearted guy, Nick. That's not what I mean. Let me finish before you start jumping to conclusions. What I was going to say is that you can't let people see you. You're supposed to be, you know, dead. But there's a guard right behind her. You were cast into the flames, remember? Oh, right. That. You mean after I was on trial for the murder of Sir Top Hat? Don't underestimate me, Sir Blue Knight. Huh? I've already got it covered. Check it out. I brought this with me. With this masterful disguise, I shall be transformed into Maya the Ironclad. Don't worry, the courtroom guards are always oblivious. This is very true. They probably can't see out of their helmets. I found it in Barnum's room and figured I'd borrow it for a while. Don't tell me you're going to the trial wearing that helmet. I sure am. Can't be Maya the Ironclad without being clad in some iron. Let's just hope Barnum doesn't flip out if he sees you wearing his trusty headgear. Larceny. This is not the first time. Maya's done this too many times to count. Anyway, I'm going to do what I can to help. We've got to save Espella, right? We will. Come on, let's get going. It's time to break whatever bad spell Espella's under and put an end to these witch trials once and for all. Right. You're okay with that, aren't you, Espella? Girl is out of it.
There's a ton of people out there, Nick. Let's do this. Come on.
Now, as scheduled, the trial of Espella Cantabella shall commence forthwith.
They really put this up fast. Like, they speed ran building this outdoor courtroom.
Knights of the court, are you ready now to cross your swords of justice?
The Knights of the Inquisition have spent countless years trying to track down the elusive Great Witch. The secret of her identity shall finally be brought to light in this very court. All those present, pay attention, so that the truth may be burned into your memory. Today, the legend of the Great Witch shall become a closed chapter in the history of Labyrinthia.
Okay, but like the scratch marks though, they go crazy. Video game logic, true.
You could cut the atmosphere with a knife. It's so loaded, but at the same time, oddly subdued.
And now, the whole truth shall be revealed to all. The moon, eye of the night, shall bear witness to that. Don't you agree, Defender?
Well, I guess.
Your Honor, the defense is ready.
How regrettable. I see you won't allow yourself to be provoked.
I now begin your opening statement, High Inquisitor Darklaw. Thank you. People of Labyrinthia, the story has ended. Its end has been sealed through the storyteller's death. The one who put an end to the life of the storyteller, and to the story which governed our lives, was the Great Witch Bezella. A foul embodiment of evil who has long been lurking among us, concealed deep within the consciousness of a certain girl. I'm sure you're all aware of her name. I refer, of course, to Espella Cantabella. Among us? Sus? Espella very sus? Today, at dusk, a tragedy unfolded right in front of us all. A giant fire dragon descended into the town square, devouring the storyteller. 'Twas a nightmarish vision that we shall never be able to forget. That fearsome fire beast, of which we had only heard tell through legend, returned at the hand of the Great Witch. Indeed, it was just as in the illustrations of the legendary fire. And the girl, within whose heart lies the Great Witch herself, has committed her final and most heinous crime. The crime of patricide. May this trial serve as an offering. An offering to the storyteller who can be with us no longer. Thank you, High Inquisitor. Inquisition may now begin proceedings. As I have said, this unthinkable crime took place in the town square within plain sight of all Labyrinthians. Everyone is a witness. Surely there can be no need for a formal interrogation. You can't say that! I suggest you mind your temper, Defender. In a few moments, you'll have no option but to accept the truth. Once we hear it from the very mouth of the accused. From Espella? The Inquisition hereby demands that the accused, Espella Cantabella, testify about her crime. Or rather, that she confessed to it. The Inquisition's request shall be granted. Bring Espella Cantabella down to the witness stand. This is it. The last trial. In all likelihood, Espella will admit to the charges. I have only one chance to break whatever spell she's under. When she testifies, there are bound to be some clues to the truth in there. Now that you're here, witness, state your name and tell us your real name as well.
My name is Espella Cantabella, but I have another name too. Bazella.
She's so small. I suppose the Fifth Amendment doesn't apply here. Yeah, probably not. Order, order, order in the court. Then, you really do admit that you are the Great Witch? You openly concede that you are Bazella herself, the cause of all evil and destruction? Yes. I knew it. We're done. She's Bazella. How? How terrifying! I mean, she killed her own father! How dare she kill our beloved storyteller? We don't want a trial! We want to see her burn! 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 The Inquisition was right. The accused herself has spoken. It would seem there is no need for an interrogation. I assure you, there is none. The only possible verdict has been clear to everyone from the very beginning. The game is set in England, technically, so it doesn't apply. Is it really England, though? I mean, technically Labyrinthia, which has even more, like, confusing rules, right? But yeah, I get what you mean. Let's hear Espella's, the accused side of the story. Magic exists in this world, right? So if you think about it, Espella could be under the influence of a spell, too. What I would like to know is this. Just who in the world are you, young knight? Oh, me? How to put it? I feel as if we've met somewhere before. It was... where was it again? We haven't. It's just your imagination, Your Honor. I mean, my lord. As for who I am... I'm with Sir Blue Knight. Not in a romantic way, of course. Is this a friend of yours, Defender? Yes. And, don't comment on the helmet, please. She really wouldn't, like to have her face seen. How can I put this gently? It's not something you'd want to look at. What are you talking about? You make it sound like there's a problem with my face. I can assure you we have no interest in your face, miss. Although I do wonder where you acquired that particular helm. Why's that? A helm of that ilk is not something you can simply purchase from a street stall. Well, I found it. In the forest. Finders keepers, you know. What are you doing, Maya? You promised me you wouldn't draw any attention. Sorry, Nick. I lost it a bit. Well, anyway, the defense's opinion is as follows. We should hear the defendant's testimony before coming to a verdict. There may be some things even she isn't aware of. How amusing. As this is to be the last witch trial ever held, perhaps it is only fitting that we cross swords before you accept your defeat. Still never gave her name? Yeah. Anonymous. I agree. Thus, the accused herself will now testify. Miss Cantabella, tell the court of your involvement in this incident. About the incident. Her name is Jane Doe. True. I finally realized that Bezella has been lying dormant within me. Once evening fell and the rain ceased. I climbed up the wooden stairs of that bell tower and awaited the parade. Her eyes are back to their usual, like, not hypnotized state. I waited for my father's speech to end, and then I summoned the fire dragon. I don't know why I killed my father. That was a very unusual testimony. When you used magic against your father, were you doing so as a Spella Cantabella or as the Great Witch Bezella? A most fascinating query. However, it matters not. The Inquisition has ingeniously solved the query by disregarding it. No way. What matters is that Bezella exists within this girl. Being a witch is a crime. Such a fundamental rule will always hold. And this girl here is not just any witch. She is the Great Witch. Spella has admitted the charges, just as I suspected. The fact that she used magic at all makes her a witch. Very true. Just have to hope that I can find some contradictions in her testimony. If I don't, we can kiss this trial goodbye. The defense may begin the interrogation. Defender, study your sword of justice. Should I see it waver or point in the wrong direction, I will not hesitate to cut down your arguments and end this interrogation. You had better keep that in mind. Phoenix is in serious mode. Okay. You climbed up the wooden stairs of the bell tower and awaited the parade. Okay, but how did you get past the guards?
Hold it!
Where were you before that? We were looking for you. I'm not sure. When I came to, I was in the town. It was pouring, so I wanted to go to Aunt Patty's bakery and wait for it to stop. But I couldn't face her, so I just went to the forest instead. So you were in the forest until the incident. We couldn't find you, though.
The rain finally stopped and the time came. I made my way over to the town square. I was feeling strange, as if I wasn't myself. Then, I noticed I was up in the bell tower, looking down at the square.
Spella's not a witch, and that means... there's gotta be something strange about this statement. Witness, continue your testimony.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, welp. Where is it? Vigilantes record. The bell tower was constantly guarded and there were no trespassers.
Objection!
Vigilantes were guarding the bell tower all day. Is that the Vigilantes' report? Indeed, and according to this, the Vigilantes have been constantly guarding the entrance to the bell tower ever since it appeared. However, there is nothing about a Spella going up to the tower in their report.
Objection!
Your memory must have failed you. That girl is a witch. The Great Witch at that. It's only natural to assume that she used something akin to invisibility magic. Isn't that so, Witness?
Yes, I used an invisibility spell to enter the tower unnoticed.
Objection!
Even magic follows certain rules in this world. Witches need to be holding a Talia Magica in order to use magic. And you weren't in possession of one at the time.
Oh!
Objection!
How horrifying your ignorance is. Excuse me? Did you honestly think the difference between a regular witch and the Great Witch was in name alone? The Great Witch, unlike other witches, can command any magic she desires without the use of a witch's scepter.
Objection!
That's news to me. Every labyrinthian should know about that. A witch's scepter can hold only 2 magic gems at once. Who ever heard of a great witch that could only use 2 spells? Gah! This is very true. Order, order. In any case, this should convince you that the accused entered the tower. This is... a sketch showing footprints? It was raining before the parade reached the town square. Obviously, if you walk through muddy streets before climbing up a staircase, you will inevitably leave footprints on the steps. This sketch shows that there were indeed muddy footprints present on the bell tower stairs. And since you'd no doubt be quick to ask, I can tell you that they match the sole of the accused's shoes. It's certain that the accused climbed up the bell tower after the rain had fallen. Very well. The court accepts the sketch as evidence. Let's go. I almost pity you, defender. The evidence you threw in our faces with such verve was, sadly, useless. Indeed. It would seem there were no problems with that testimony after all. Let us not waste time. If you could carry on with the interrogation. That is, if the defender hasn't run out of ideas yet. The judge seems ready to announce the verdict any second now. I've got to find a flaw in her testimony and fast. I need a solid lead in this case. Oh boy. I waited for my father's speech to end and then I summoned the fire dragon. I don't know why I killed my father.
Hold it!
You summoned the fire dragon with that spell Grandworm, right?
Yes, that's the one. Although I won't say it now, I'm sure something terrible would happen if I did.
That's fine. Absolutely fine. No need to prove that statement. In fact, the court forbids you to prove it.
Of course I won't say it.
Evil. There's something strange about this statement. I think I know exactly what was bothering me about it. She used that dragon summoning spell, but didn't have a witch's scepter. The Great Witch can use all spells without using a scepter, right? I mean, that's a little too overpowered, don't you think? That's probably what makes the Great Witch, well, great. She'd be a pretty sorry Great Witch if she could only use 2 spells.
Evil.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I guess so. Continue the interrogation. Okay, but like, Phoenix is like, oh yeah, I know what's bothering me. I don't. Share with the class, Phoenix. Belfry. Crime scene? Okay, entrance. That doesn't tell me anything. Flower-covered robe. Contraption. Okay.
Hold it!
That may be because you didn't kill him.
Objection!
It's useless, defender. Witness, who killed the storyteller?
It was me. I summoned the fire dragon. I killed him.
The storyteller chose his own death. That is a fact that cannot be changed. 'Tis common knowledge that all things written in the story will become a reality. And Bazella's appearance has been written into the story's final chapter. She has no choice but to act out the role that has been written for her. In other words, everything happens in accordance with the storyteller's story. I've got to find those contradictions and fast. If the cross-examination ends now, what'll happen to Espella? She'll be pronounced guilty and sentenced as the Great Witch Bazella. Talk about drastic measures. Hurry up and find something to object to, Nick. Haste makes waste, Maya. I need to gather more info first. The professor's bound to show up and bring us that awesome evidence we need. We can't let the trial end before then. Yeah, we need that awesome evidence. Okay.
Hold it!
You say you finally realized.
Yes, I've always had a feeling, but my memory is rather hazy. I've always felt as though I'm not who I think I am, and that I've forgotten something very important.
Incidentally, when did you become aware of Bezella's presence within you?
It was when I went to the Great Archive with Mr. Layton and Luke. Ever since I saw that mural depicting Bezella, I started having strange flashbacks. I saw things from the distant past. Memories of the legendary fire.
Legendary fire?
I saw it. I was there when it happened. I saw the town consumed by flames.
You couldn't have. That's impossible. The legendary fire occurred over 100 years ago, and there were no survivors.
Yes, I know that. But it's true. I remember it happening. Because I'm Bezella.
Nick? Have you noticed how weird Ispella's acting today? I sure have. It's almost like she's a puppet. But who's pulling the strings? Cat!
Eve.
Nick! Look! Check it out! It's Eve! She must be here to root for Ispella. Kitty! I don't think a cat's emotional support is going to help us all that much. Oh, Phoenix, you have no idea. Well, this is an unexpected intrusion. But as we're in the middle of an interrogation, I will ask the witness to carry on with her testimony.
Yes, my lord.
Kitty!
Hold it!
You summon the fire dragon with the spell Grandworm, blah blah blah. Yes, that's the one. Of course I won't say it. Something strange. Okay. Alright. Nothing new there.
Hold it! Objection!
Don't know why I killed my father. Cat, please help. Alright, the black cat. Well, you know, if Bezella is always accompanied by a cat, then she should have had it with her when the incident happened, right? Now that she mentions it, I think I saw a black cat at the bell tower when it happened. You think I might be onto something? A witch with a trusty black cat, huh? Witch?
Hold it!
So you finally realized, blah blah blah, memory is hazy. The cat has already solved the case, most likely. Very true. I would believe it. Okay. But the Vigilantes that were guarding the entrance didn't see you. Obviously, that would be because she used an invisibility spell.
Yes, that's true.
Ispella, do you have a clear recollection of using such a spell?
I don't. But I left footprints on the stairs, so I think it's pretty clear that I must have.
What's clear is the evidence. There is no room for doubt. Really, Darklaw, I'd say it's pretty clear that we don't have all the facts yet. Anyway, I'd better try a different approach. Huh? Do I just... cat?
Objection!
I assume it's like, oh yeah, was your cat at the tower with you? I don't. Can I question the cat? I have a question for you, Eve. Eve! Just what on earth are you doing, Defender? Huh? I was just... Eve is Ispella's friend, so I was wondering if she might want to have some input. Whether or not this furry little witness can contribute to the testimony seems to be obvious at a glance. Is that so? I guess questioning a cat wasn't the best idea. Where's Luke when you need him? You wish to say something, High Inquisitor Darklaw? I just remembered a line from a fairy tale that I heard when I was little. A fairy tale about Bezella. The great witch Bezella is always accompanied by a black cat. Or so it claimed. It would seem there was a grain of truth in the fairy tale after all.
That's true. Eve always follows me.
Always? Oh, Nick! That means... they must have been together when the incident happened, too. Now that she mentions it. I think I saw a black cat at the bell tower when it happened.
Oh, yes. Eve was with me in the bell tower.
Your Honor. Yes, Defender. The defense requests that Miss Cantabella's comment be added to the testimony. Cat. Very well. Request granted. Witness, add what you just said about that cat to your testimony.
Yes, my lord.
My cat Eve followed me as always. So the cat, Eve, always follows you wherever you go.
Well, not necessarily always. But when I'm especially sad or happy, like when something out of the ordinary happens, she's always there with me. I can't remember since when, but Eve has long been my dear friend.
Something amiss, High Inquisitor Darklaw?
No, it's nothing.
It just made me think of that little dog that follows Barnum around. You mean Constantine? That little puffball is so cute, too. I bet Barnum cuddles him all the time when no one's looking. When you climbed up the bell tower, your cat was with you. Is that correct?
Yes, she was quietly following me.
Spella looks so happy when she talks about that cat. Aha! Following you, huh?
Objection!
Paw prints where? I'm sorry, Isabella. But there's a problem with that statement.
A problem?
You went up the bell tower in the evening after it stopped raining, correct?
The cat is controlling her.
The cat is the mastermind. Truly fitting.
Yes, I think so. After all, there's proof of that. My footprints were left on the stairs.
That's right. There were footprints on the steps. However, there's something missing in this sketch. Missing? What do you mean, Defender? There are no paw prints of Ispella's cat, Eve.
Oh.
You said Eve was following you, right? In which case, naturally, there would have to be cat paw prints on the stairs as well.
Ah!
Objection!
I am struggling to read today.
And here I thought you would say something that makes sense. Such a silly assertion as that can be easily explained. The cat must have climbed up onto the accused's shoulders. Was that not the case, witness? Yes. Eve was on my shoulders, I think. She dislikes dirt, so when it's muddy, she tends to climb up onto my shoulders.
Objection!
Then why didn't you say that before? You testified that the cat was following you.
It's...
Objection!
This is such a trifling matter, Defender. You would do well to just let it go.
Objection!
Might seem that way to you, but it has important implications. It shows that Ispella's testimony is unreliable. What? What do you mean? For a while now, Isbella hasn't been testifying in her own words. All the vital parts of her testimony have come from High Inquisitor Darklaw. She made Isbella say those things.
Objection!
Are you claiming that I, the High Inquisitor, am responsible for making the accused commit perjury?
Well, if that's not the case, then there's one more possibility. Namely, that the witness, Miss Cantabella, has no clear recollection of what happened this evening. What? Are you saying the witness has no memory of the incident? Espella, do you actually remember what happened? Do you remember entering the bell tower and summoning the fire dragon? So perjury is a thing in this world? Apparently. Not that they keep very good track of it.
Yes.
You say you also remember the legendary fire, which burned this town to the ground.
Yes. Yes, I do. Even though it was a long time ago.
And you remember tonight's events just as clearly. Do you truly remember summoning the terrifying fire dragon and killing your own father?
I don't know. I don't know what happened. I'm Bizella, am I not? I can remember it, the legendary fire. So then, why? Why can't I remember anything about what happened tonight?
Your Honor, the defendant is confused and cannot remember what happened. Therefore, her confession that she is the Great Witch is not credible.
Objection!
Also, it's not a good idea to accuse the High Inquisitor of witness tampering without evidence. Very true. What are you talking about, Defender? She admits that she's Bizella.
Objection!
Her testimony doesn't hold together.
I'm more than one person. Who's the other one within me?
Espella? Court attendants, carry the accused to the emergency care room. A brief summary of the accused's current situation. Espella Cantabella became extremely agitated during the interrogation and proceeded to lose consciousness. Wasted indeed. She remains unconscious, although her life is not in danger. Until the verdict, at least. Well, that's a relief. She had me pretty worried there. Nick, I don't mean to sound insensitive or anything, but this is just what we needed. I'm not sure I follow. The professor's out looking for clues to help us out, right? That means all we've got to do is buy some more time until he returns with his findings. Maya's right. That's just what we're going to do. Your Honor, it's impossible to continue the trial while the defendant isn't present. And also, it's possible that someone at the crime scene was manipulating the defendant. The defense proposes an intermission in order to carry out further investigation. What is your opinion on this, High Inquisitor Darklaw? Yeah, F. My opinion is that the defender is just playing for time. She saw right through my plan! However, I shall allow it. As long, of course, as the townsfolk who have gathered here have no objections. Very well, then. So be it. The court shall be adjourned until...
You, defender, stop messing around.
No!
What he said.
Not the little fanboys.
You can't squirm your way out of this. What he said.
They're so silly looking. Oh my gosh.
'Cause we know everything. What he said. We will reveal your wrongdoings to everyone gathered here. We shall do this.
What he said. Order, order, order! If anyone here should be silenced, it is not us, but that defender over there. Huh? And who are you? You ask who we are? We are the ones who watch the bell tower, guard the bell tower, and take cover from rain in the bell tower. We are the bell tower guards, known as the Vigilantes, and I am their captain. They're giving Myrtle and friends from Lilo and Stitch. That's so true. All right. That guy showed up at the crime scene when we were trying to investigate it. You there. You. Defender. Yes? What was it you said earlier, while taking advantage of the confusion like the rascal you are? You said someone at the crime scene may have been manipulating the accused. We vigilantes were at the crime scene. Are you suggesting we were manipulating the witch? No. That's totally not what I— Don't think you can silence us like that! We shall have our say now. They sure will, no matter what anyone else has to say about it. We are the vigilantes. Dutiful and righteous, superior, happy, fulfilled on the job. Our passion is burning and our blood is red. If you fail to let us speak out, we will have no choice but to turn to violence. I disapprove of violence, the burning of witches being a necessary exception, naturally.
In which case, it's best to just let them have their say.
Huh?
You may not know this, but it's not unusual for the accused to fall unconscious in this court.
No kidding.
Let us lend our ears to these brave knights. We shall hear what they have witnessed.
Yippee! Hi, Gray, how are you? Criminal threats, that's a felony. Yep, another one. Very well. These knights will be accepted as witnesses. They may testify.
People of Labyrinthia, did you hear the word of the judge? Today's trial is not over yet. In fact, it is just beginning.
Ooh!
Now, Vigilante Captain Boystrom, you may testify to your heart's content.
Lady Darklaw, thank you for this honor. I will talk to my heart's content, you can be sure of that. Oh, joy. I was taking a nap, but it's 95 degrees in my room, so I woke up and now I'm dizzy. Oh my gosh, no! Can you, like, open a window or something? That is pain. Drink some water. Hydrate. Everybody hydrate. So much for buying some time. Oh my gosh, look at them all. Wait a minute. What the heck is this? We vigilantes despise injustice and inequality. We shall remain united, friendly, confident, and self-reliant. If I open my window, it's really loud highway noises, and I refuse to ever open it because of how loud it gets. Oh, I see. That's painful. I love them all. The vigilantes are wonderful. We have come to do away with this fiendish defender trying to protect the witch. We shall fight, and we shall protect our town from this villainous defender. He fell. Yeah, whatever. Did I just hear something crash onto the floor?
Honorable vigilantes, let us first hear your proud names.
I am Vigilante number 1, the captain of this unit. My name is Boystrom. I'm Vigilante number 2. My name is Lottolance. And I am Vigilante number 3. My name's Balmung. They say dogs that bark don't bite, but I assure you, I do bite. Move to Maine, it's much colder there. Hi, Kimono, how are you doing? Vigilante number 4. Name's Lywood.
I'm Vigilante number 5. My name is Shaky. And I, Vigilante number 6, am no more than a hopeless slave to love. My humble name is Servius. I'm the steel angel gracing the Vigilantes with my sweet presence. My name's Foxy. Don't you dare forget it. Just woke up heading to work in an hour. Ooh, good luck. What are you doing today, if you're allowed to tell? If not, that's okay, though. But good luck. I am but a man who wants nothing more than to feel Foxy's steel heels on his back. You can call me Tread-On. Vigilante number 9. I go by the name Simple Charlton Mill. It's cold outside, but my dorm room is sandwiched between 2 HVACs, and then refused to turn it off, so the rest of my dorm is a nice temperature except mine. No, that is so painful.
As for me, I am the 10th Vigilante. Nothing more, nothing less. Just that. It's no use. I cannot remember that many new names and faces at once. Well, anyway, honorable witnesses, you may testify about this evening's incident. Tell us about everything you saw on this dreadful night. Oh boy. Guarding the bell tower. We have been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared. No one's ever said a bad word about us. The defender tried to hide decisive proof that the girl is the Great Witch, but he couldn't fool us. Before the rain, after the rain, at no point did a single suspicious person approach the bell tower. But then suddenly, footprints appeared on the bell tower stairs. When I saw them, I thought, it's that witch! No idea. Editing, I presume, but I'm not 100% sure what. Probably editing interview is working. Ooh, I see. Good luck. Have you been enjoying it so far? My eyes went hazy. It made me shake and I got dizzy. The rain stopped and a beautiful butterfly appeared at our side. Rain is so loathsome. My steel stilettos get dirty from the mud and my lovely hair loses its texture. You have no idea how delightful it is when Foxy steps on us in her dirty stilettos, imprinting the mud on our backs. I didn't run away! I did my duty when I discovered the intruder! I tell you! Sir. It's smitten. I have been mulling over this incident, and just now, the realization dawned on me. I remember nothing. Well, I suppose that can be summed up by saying, you all did the best you could. The Vigilantes have been taking turns guarding the bell tower since its appearance. I love them all, how useless. They're just here to yap. Only a witch could have gone past them unnoticed. Yes, that would seem to be true. I've been enjoying, but sometimes I get super tired at work. Also, my sister started taekwondo and now she can roundhouse kick, so there's 3 women who can kick me around if I encourage their rage. Maybe that's a sign, Kimono. You should learn too. It's fun. However, I must say that something caught my attention in that testimony. Defender. Yes, Your Honor? Have you been concealing important evidence? Huh? Why would I do that? Yes, 3. I can roundhouse kick and throw fruit in your direction. You are never safe. Let's go. Don't think you'll get off the hook by claiming you forgot about it. Right, Captain Boystrom? Of course he won't. Defender, you and your companion tampered with the crime scene and tried to sneak away with a very important piece of evidence. 3 black belts and 1, I guess, white belt are out for you, Kimono. Yes. It's an army. We grow. We did? Wait, is he talking about the pendant? But in the end, we gave it to you guys. We weren't trying to steal it or anything. That's absurd. We saw you putting it in your pocket. Oh, right. That. I'd better bribe the Renary sisters with snacks and crate with plushies. Maybe you will be safe. The evidence we retrieved from you has been passed on to the Inquisition. We have done our citizenly duty. First Kimono and then the world! We shall take over. Isn't that so, Lady High Inquisitor Darklaw? That would 100% work real. This thing, was it? Oh! That's the pendant that Espella Cantabella is always wearing, is it not? We've seen that thing. That's Espella's pendant. She never goes out without it. Wait, didn't she have it on earlier? That's weird. Finally, someone calls Phoenix out for compromising a crime scene. But then, like, we gave it to the Vigilantes, so they're the ones that didn't submit it. Or I guess the Inquisition didn't submit it. Renary get 3D trackers in a 3D model and do Taekwondo training streams. I don't know if I'm certified to be able to teach, though. But maybe. I don't know if there's enough room in my room to do 3D streams. It's kind of small. I was trying to practice my taekwondo in my room last night because we have class today, and I'm out of practice because I've been lazy and also like low-key sick. And yeah, it's small. It's very small. It has to be her after all. She went to the bell tower and used witchcraft. Very well. This pendant will be accepted as evidence. Well, the accused was caught in the act, so this pendant doesn't change the situation much. Although it should at least clear any doubts as to whether or not she was at the crime scene. Aw, man! If they'd appeared just 5 seconds later, they wouldn't have seen us swiping that thing. Yu-chan, is that what they called yours? I think all schools use different phrases. Loki sick, are you gonna overthrow Odin? You know, maybe. Maybe. Think I could take him. Right, Nick? Are you okay? You're spacing out. Oh, yeah. I'm fine. Was it just me? Or did Darklaw look mighty uncomfortable just now? What's more, on closer inspection, that pendant seems to have some blackish stains on the strap. I think that's what all the places in my area call their first white belt form. Oh, that makes sense, because Yu-chan probably means, like, first page? Chang is page, but, like, there might be another, it could be a different Chinese character that I don't know. But yeah, that makes sense. I think our school now uses Jishim. I don't know exactly how it's spelled. Something like this, I think. But our old school used Songam. That makes sense because the first 3 have tongue in there. Yeah, yeah. Number systems. Yeah. B pendant. Defender, you may begin your interrogation. But I think it varies depending on, like, I don't know if it's school or if it's, like, organization. Wait, all of them do until you get to the black belt forms. Oh, well, yeah. Interesting. You are learning. Let's go. That means you can count in Korean. If they all follow the number system. Though Korea does have 2 number systems. One of them based on, like, the Chinese pronunciation, and then one of them not. It's kind of confusing, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, if you could use one of them, you can pretty much communicate any number, so. We've been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. The Feder blah, blah. Couldn't fool us. No person approached the bell tower. Footprints! Okay. We can count to 8. Let's go.
Hold it!
Hold on a minute. You saw the footprints on the steps too? Yes. Muddy footprints left by one person from the entrance all the way up. The footprints you saw. Are they the ones shown in the sketch? If these are the footprints from the bell tower, yeah. And when did you notice these footprints? After the rain, but still quite some time before the incident. Wait a second, Lywood. I don't remember you reporting this to me. Boy. Yeah, that's right. I didn't report it. Lywood, why not? I thought you were serious about your duty, at least compared to the others. Why did you neglect to report that? You're right, Captain. It was out of good character. I'm sure there was a good reason why I didn't report it to you. Bitrate come back? No. My bitrate should be fine. Or no. Hello? Burn! It's no use. I've forgotten. I think I'd remember if someone could give me a clue. Grr, that guy! It's like he's teasing us. We can only hope he remembers what it was. But his testimony did give us some new info to go on. The culprit entered the bell tower soon after the rain stopped. Why did you fall, buddy? Are you okay? You're, oh yeah. Mr. Shaky, right? Is he okay? Yes, Shaky's the name. Are you feeling okay? Yes, I'm perfectly peachy. Looks can be deceiving. Did you see anything around the time of the incident? I've told you. My eyes were hazy. I was dizzy. And the ringing in my ears, like the crying of a girl. That's okay. That's all I wanted to know. But what I'd like to know is how Mr. Shaky got into the Vigilantes in the first place. Had the hiccups now. Maya, maybe it's better not to ask. Did you get stepped on, buddy? Clearly disability or work comp doesn't exist here. Yeah, they do not care. I have no idea what you mean. What you mean? You're such a hopeless man. Actually, all men are. Don't you also dream of feeling that beautiful pointed tip of her shoe brutally digging into your back? Do you, Nick? Preach! No! Anyway, you mentioned us. Are there, more fans of Foxy's? Not the little... No, not for the shoe, the time. Oh. I really thought you were agreeing with him there. No. You don't want to be stepped on by Foxy, Gray? Yeah, there sure are. Servius is one of us too. Yeah, I suspected he meant that guy. Oh-ho! That look. You're not averse to that sort of thing either, eh, Defender? In that case, have a look at this! This is the mark left by Foxy's stiletto! The armor would be so heavy, I think all my boats would break, but I guess that's the point. Yeah, they're probably into that. Wow, isn't that amazing? I must say, you've been quite beautifully trodden on there. See how it exquisitely tapers to a point? This deserves to be called art. Oh, I'm so jealous, Servius. Such charming beauty born from dirty mud. About that muddy footprint, why didn't you wash it off? What? Don't be silly. Have you ever exchanged a handshake with a beautiful singer? It's just like that. Anyway, poor Feeny, yeah. He's suffering. Foxy was wearing high heels that whole time. That's an important point, I think.
Hold it!
You discovered the intruder. Can you tell me more about that? It disputes of Mill. Excuse me? If you want to ask me something, address me by my name! What? Make fun of me because I'm a baron and I'll make you regret it! Oh, okay. Literally me. Zibilchun Shock Mill? What? Oh, can I get it right, can you? I'm not talking to you on a man. Gah! Oh, come on. He's so me-coded. He's great. Sybil Chunchukmel, can you please tell us about what you know? This evening, during the incident, what did you see? Sure! I saw the witch's footprints, that's what I saw! Good job, Maya. But how? Zibil Chelton sounds kind of Mayan. Sybil Chalton Chunchukmil, do you mean these footprints drawn in the sketch?
Aye, those are the ones.
And then? What did you do after discovering the intruder?
The chief told me to report on the intruder I saw, right?
Hang on!
Excuse me, Mr. Boystrom? No! Wow! What's this out of the blue? Have some respect for the Vigilantes! Is there anything you'd like to comment on from number 9's testimony? Comment? Well, certainly. I remembered about his report. Hang on, Feeny forgot his catchphrases. Hang on. Strange footprints appeared on the bell tower staircase. Why didn't you investigate as soon as it was reported to you? We are the fast-footed Vigilantes, the most dutiful of knights, giving our all for the utmost sense of accomplishment. It is unthinkable that we would not launch an investigation after a report like that. And yet, I don't recall any such report being passed on to the Inquisition. That's right. I had my hands full with assigning tasks to each of the Vigilantes myself. So I got a hold of a reliable Vigilante and gave him the following order. Investigate the suspicious footprints that appeared on the staircase immediately. That's what I said to him. Anybody? Anybody? No? Okay. Who was that reliable Vigilante? It was... Well... I'm having a bit of trouble remembering just who it was, but I'm sure it was a young and high-spirited Vigilante. Alright, who is... Oh, it's Shaky!
Hang on!
Can I ask you something, Mr. Shaky? Nick, don't! You can't expose that poor guy to your ruthless questioning. Just look at him. He may not be able to take it. Ugh, how am I supposed to talk to him then? Let's try this again. Please excuse me, Mr. Shaky. The person the captain asked to investigate the suspicious footprints, was that you by any chance? All these pathetic knights are mood, me too, buddies, me too. They're all doing their best out here, you know? Yes. What? It was him? I feel compelled to say this, but... although Mr. Shaky may be young, very few would describe him as high-spirited. Ah, what? That may be so, but... well, what of it? Ugh. Mr. Shaky, did you not follow your orders? Didn't you investigate the footprints? I investigated them. Of course. Orders are orders. If everyone looked to be very busy and no one would listen to me. Now someone finally asked me about it. Vigilante Shaky, ready to report. That was a very convoluted testimony. But at least now we know that this young man's report didn't reach anyone because his seniors were too busy to listen. Boystrom seems to be the only one that's semi-competent. That's why he's the leader.
Yeah, people treat me like a bairn. Did my report go to waste?
Ah, now I remember. Huh? What are you talking about? Yes, I saw them. I saw the muddy footprints in the bell tower. But I didn't report it to the chief. And now, I remember why I didn't report it. If that is the case, you will add it to your testimony. Yes, my lord. When I saw those muddy footprints, at first I figured they were Foxy's.
Hold it!
You thought the footprints were Miss Foxy's? Yeah, she's always doing whatever she likes, causing us nothing but trouble. I was sure she'd entered the bell tower to take shelter from the rain, leaving those footprints. I'd love to see a huge friend group cosplay each one of them. That would be so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Excuse me, boy. How could you think that? That place is off limits, isn't it? I take orders seriously, and I value obedience. Foxy, give us any orders you wish. We will obey you, whatever you require of us. However, you told us a different story before, Mr. Lywood. You previously stated that when you saw the footprints, you thought they were those of a witch. Did you think that Miss Foxy was a witch? Well, I didn't mean it literally. It's just that Foxy can be such a bother. You can't help but call her a witch sometimes. You understand that, right? You can see what kind of a person she is. If that's the case, then the footprints you saw in the bell tower must have looked like they were left by stilettos. Yeah, those stilettos. She likes to dig them into the other men's backs.
There are men in this world who enjoy that sort of thing too.
Oh no. No, that's not him. He's just... There are men in this world who enjoy that sort of thing too. Well, it's best not to think too much about it. We never mistake those footprints. Foxy's footprints are unique. Lywood thought they were just Foxy's footprints. So that's why he didn't report his findings.
In case you want to know, they weren't mine. I didn't leave those muddy footprints in the bell tower.
Now that's weird.
Hold it!
So, you have steel high heels.
Yes, boy. See? Foxy's heels are always polished to sparkle.
Wow, I can see myself in the reflection. They're like mirrors. Did you notice anything suspicious during the incident?
Not really. I was busy having some tea at the time.
You were having tea?
I made it for her. Tea with milk is just the thing for rainy afternoons.
But weren't you supposed to be guarding the bell tower?
I couldn't possibly walk around in the rain. My stilettos would get dirty. Ah, these lovely stilettos. Their tips as sharp as Inquisitor Barnum's sword. And when they grind against my armor with such force and passion, I'm the happiest man on earth. Would you like me to squish you under my stilettos? Just say the word.
No, I'm fine, thanks. It's not every day someone offers to tread on you. Maybe it's a labyrinthian custom. I get walked all over in court often enough as it is.
Keep that to yourself, buddy. Real.
Okay, she has dirty stilettos. How am I supposed to, like, objection this? I have no idea what you mean, blah, blah, blah. Because she left a muddy footprint on the dude's back. Maybe I have to question him. Why did you wash it off? Blah, blah, blah. Gosh, they yap so much. Okay.
Hold it!
A butterfly, you say?
Yes, a butterfly, happily fluttering around, watching us from above. When I saw it, I thought, maybe my goddess has turned into this butterfly.
What are you talking about?
Gracefully moving from one flower to the next, like my goddess of love. The divine Foxy.
Not the... No! I'm the steel angel gracing the Vigilantes with my sweet presence. My name's Foxy. Don't you dare forget it. Nick, about that butterfly. I think that must have been a witch using a transformation spell. Seriously? You think a witch turned into a butterfly and flew up the bell tower? By the way, what happened to that butterfly?
Ah, well, it carelessly flew straight into the fire torch and burned.
Huh?
I felt enlightened by that sight. The butterfly cannot resist its dangerous attraction to the flame, even if it results in death.
Perfect. Thank you. That was quite the exhaustive reply. That's Mod's buddy. He doesn't know. Okay, imprinting the... Yes, Muddy. But how do I... Muddy! I don't know. I realize... Okay. Rain is loathsome, blah, blah, blah. I figured they were Foxies. Okay, maybe I just present the footprints here. I don't know what else we can do.
Objection!
Oh, well, okay. You seem pretty sure that the footprints in the bell tower were Miss Foxy's. In other words, the footprints you saw were stiletto footprints with pointy tips. Kill it with fire, literally true. Yeah, pointy. They were hers for sure. And yet, we have a sketch of the footprints as they were found after the incident. Ooh, those footprints. They have rounded tips. So you see, Mr. Lywood, your testimony contradicts the evidence. No way! That sketch was drawn by the court illustrator based on how we found the crime scene immediately after the incident. I can guarantee that the sketch is accurate. Well, I saw what I saw. There's no way I was wrong. How can you say that? The reason's pretty simple. If I'd seen footprints like those in the sketch, it wouldn't have occurred to me that they might be Foxy's. Exactly. Oh, exactly. Those are nothing like Foxy's. Sweet Foxy's footprints look like this. This is quite puzzling. Perhaps the defense can explain this contradiction. Only one trail of footprints was found at the bell tower. One of the witnesses claims the footprints had pointy tips, but the court illustrator's sketch of the crime scene shows that they were rounded. Is the witness's account correct, or is it the sketch that shows the truth? They're both correct. Both the witness and the sketch are correct, Your Honor. What? Two different types of footprint were observed in the bell tower. Now, if neither party is mistaken, it means that two trails of footprints were left on the stairs.
Objection!
It's so obvious I shouldn't have to mention it, but if you trust that the sketch presents the facts accurately, there was only one trail left on those steps. You can see it quite clearly.
Objection!
Actually, it's possible the sketch is showing two trails. Psh, and how would that be? Let's organize this evening's events on a... Ah! I couldn't read that. Mr. Lywood discovered the footprints soon after the rain stopped. Which means that at that point, someone had already entered the bell tower. Yes, that would be the case. The footprints that were observed then had pointy tips. And then, sometime later, another person went up those stairs. But that person left different footprints. Footprints that had rounded tips. Oh, I think I see where this is going. I'm glad you follow, Your Honor. You see, the second person... Hi, Draven, how are you? Walked on the footprints that had already been left, perfectly covering them up as they went. What? This explains why only one trail of footprints was left.
Objection!
Preposterous. That's just too far-fetched. What makes you say that? Even we can tell you that much. There's no way there were two intruders. It's a big stretch, honey.
And if a body...
Oh. What? Even if a body... ate them? What? Even if a... Huh? Anyway, okay.
And if a body of them was a witch that was invisible...
We would have seen the other one. Body eye. Yeah. What you're saying makes sense, but it's a fact that none of you noticed the second intruder. And the only explanation for that is that the second intruder was also a witch, who had also made herself invisible when she entered the bell tower. What? What the heck? Order, order, order. There were two witches?
Objection!
Ludicrous. Are you honestly suggesting that 2 witches managed to sneak into the bell tower? It may seem ludicrous to you, but you can't say it's not a possibility. It's easy to bat around possibilities, but your theory alone doesn't change anything. Or perhaps you have some proof to support your little story? Because we do have proof that Espella Cantabella was, in fact, in the bell tower at the time of the crime. Not only was she seen by many people, but this was found at the crime scene afterwards too. Espella's pendant, huh? If you think there was one more person in the bell tower, then prove it, defender. Very well, then. The defense shall present evidence. Do you have proof that someone other than the accused was in the bell tower? Who called for ludicrous?
Take that!
Is it the robe? Oh, that's what is it? This robe was found at the top floor of the bell tower. As you can see, it's way too big for Espella. Yes, indeed. It would seem to belong to a much taller person. Vigilantes, I'd like you all to confirm something for me. You've been guarding the bell tower ever since it appeared, correct? Indeed we have, sir. Had anyone ever gone up to the bell tower before the incident this evening? Of course not. What would be our purpose if we freely allowed people inside? Suspicious or not, sadly no one ever approaches our bell tower. I see. But then, how did this rope get up there? Do you get it now? There must have been a second witch in the bell tower. Order, order! So there were 2 witches inside that tower. Exactly, Your Honor. It's true that the defendant was seen in the bell tower at the time of the crime. But if another witch was present too, it's impossible to say for sure that it was Miss Cantabella who summoned the fire dragon. That was a lot of objections. Calm down, everyone. We must not let this defender confuddle our understanding of the situation. It was the great witch Bazella that summoned the fire dragon.
I'm gonna expose you for what she is!
We've braved fierce rapids, scaled high mountains, and crossed vast plains to testify in this court and expose the great witch. You don't tell Ludicrous what's ludicrous. Ludicrous tells you what's ludicrous. Alright, that is ludicrous. What are they talking about? You'll know soon. I, Inquisitor Darklaw, permit us to testify again. Yes, it's amazing. You believe you can reveal the truth about the accused? Yes, Lady Darklaw. We may be just a bunch of commoners, but we shall offer you our testimony with passion, purpose, and plausibility. Let us speak now, for the sake of Labyrinthia. Oh, man. For the sake of my sanity, please don't speak. Permission granted. May your words be as sharp as swords, and cut through all lies and fallacies straight to the truth. I have not seen that commercial, no. I don't watch very many things. The time of the crime. The storyteller finished speaking to the crowds at the town square in the evening. That's when the Great Witch appeared. I still cannot forget the sound of that terrible incantation. It was undoubtedly that girl's voice. We ran towards the tower as soon as we saw her, keeping our eyes on her to make sure she didn't escape. Still not over that you've not seen Treasure Planet. I'm sorry. I don't watch things. We split into 2 groups at the entrance. One group to guard it, the other to chase down the witch. I was in the first group. I was one of the pursuers. I ran into the tower and caught the witch. There was no one but us at the crime scene. Oh, a State Farm commercial, I see. We captured the girl. There was nowhere for anyone to hide there. There was no other witch, I'm sure of it.
I was guarding the entrance. I heard the door locked.
That's right, young one. The fateful bell tower. The fateful incident. We saw them with our own fateful eyes. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll watch it someday. Someday. Well, I suppose that can again be summed up by saying, all did the best you could. The Vigilantes were the first to arrive at the crime scene. Their testimony is credible. It does seem so, and if what they say is indeed true, it would be decisive proof of the accused's guilt. Our opponent is a witch. The Great Witch, to be exact. Things probably aren't as simple as they seem. I'll gang up with Amber and stable you to a chair or something. No! Don't do that! I'll sit down, okay? Such a top tier movie. I'll literally run it on a Discord watch party if necessary. Listen, I've heard that it's good. I've heard that it's good, but I'm lazy. I don't like watching things. But I'll do it for you guys eventually. I just don't know when. If it makes you feel better, I haven't seen it either. Maybe we do need to watch along or something. If you think so, feel free to look for any cracks in their testimony. If there are any, and if you're up to it. Defender, you may begin the interrogation. Avery, why do you look excited about the thought of stapling me to a chair? Excuse you? That is not something you should be excited about. We ran to the tower of the way, keep it Split into 2 groups, okay? You caught her, huh? Yippee, no! You did it? You caught the witch? She was as if in a daze. I too was in a daze. Then I seemed to fall unconscious. When I came to, it seemed that I'd captured her. That means you climbed the tower before anyone else? Shaky. What a guy. Out here doing all the work. Yes, that's correct. Let me tell you, that guy's the fastest among us. Runs at breakneck speed. Number 5 is very light. I'm quite jealous of his feathery build. That's crazy. I just don't know what to say. He's doing his best. No one but us. We captured the girl. There was no way. Where to hide. There was no other witch. Okay, you heard the door lock. What's that about? You locked the door to the bell tower.
I was not gonna let anyone escape. So I turned the key in the lock.
You did a great job, didn't you? Among Us! This is like the second time they've said it today. His intentions weren't bad, but it did more harm than good. Huh? The little boy swallowed the key, and there were no spares. He successfully locked everyone who entered into the bell tower. He swallowed the key? Sus! That's right! We couldn't get down from the bell tower for some time afterwards. It's like an activation code for a sleeper agent when I hear it. It's okay. I feel like a lot of people feel that way. I also, every time I hear it, my eyebrows. I raise my eyebrows. But you can't see it because my model doesn't have eyebrow tracking, I don't think. Yeah, I think it just like opens my eyes. The incident has led us to coin a new word for getting helplessly trapped. It's to be Zibil Chalton Chunchukmild. It's getting quite popular.
Don't go around attaching strange meanings to people's names.
So, you could say we got ourselves kinda Zibil Chalton Chunchukmild in Labyrinthia. It's gonna hurt so bad coming out later, true. Look at you, a budding expert on Labyrinthian slang. Okay. There's no other witch.
Hold it!
A witch could have used magic to remain unseen. Sorry to disappoint you, but no one used any magic at the time. What makes you so sure? To cast a spell, a witch needs to say that spell's incantation. And we heard no incantations, nor any other suspicious noises. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Everybody's hearing things. Okay, well. Shaky was there first.
Hang on!
Mr. Shaky. I didn't mean to startle you. Do you have anything to add to Mr. Treadon's testimony?
Yes. I think there was something. A strange noise.
You actually heard something at the crime scene? And you say it was a strange noise? Suspicious. Sus!
Yes. You good, buddy?
Look what you did, Nick. That's just cruel. What? I didn't do anything. I can't remember if I heard anything odd when we were in the bell tower. Excuse me, Mr. Shaky. It looks like we're temporarily one witness down. Let's give him a break. Oh, let's give him a break. Maybe someone else also heard the noise. Number 8 said he didn't hear anything unusual. And it wasn't only Shaky that seemed to have a different opinion on the matter. Let's question the other witnesses too. Oh boy, okay. No. Go back. Okay, press.
Hold it.
We heard no incantations. Okay. Shaky needs to medically retire. True. Okay. None of these guys. But all of these guys. I guess the ones that were at the... like, inside, maybe? Okay, Foxy. Foxy.
Hang on.
Miss Foxy. What? Would you like to ask Foxy a question, Defender Boy? I'd like to know what you think about Mr. Treadon's testimony. I have this little pet theory, you know. He's saying that since he didn't hear the incantation, the witch didn't cast a spell, no? Yeah, she didn't. So she couldn't turn invisible, see? Well, that would make sense. But couldn't she have simply cast the spell earlier? Huh? If she was invisible from the start, of course we didn't hear the incantation. She has a point. So I think you've made a fool of yourself, sweetie. I have. It's just as you say. Oh, the public humiliation. Walk over me more. Let me be your doormat. It looks like the testimony went kinda off the rails there. Tell me about it. Just leave them to themselves and don't make eye contact. My good sir! He exposed himself. But you know, it wasn't just Foxy that seemed to be thinking about something during Treadon's testimony. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, I'm going to... Maybe it's the last guy. Okay. The wordsmith. This is a courtroom, yeah. He has no shame. Okay, come here.
Hang on.
Excuse me, Mr. Wordsmith. Do not know anyone by that name. Yeah. Anyway, would you like to comment on Mr. Treadon's testimony? I see you have nothing to say. He's in Greenfield mode again. Not rush to conclusions, young one. I am on a green field, sky-clad, watching petals dancing in the wind. Yep, I knew you'd say that. And yet, a single shaft of light has shone through the dark abyss of my memory. I heard something in the bell tower when we went to apprehend the witch. What did you hear? Was it an incantation? No, it wasn't an incantation. Nevertheless, it sounded like a woman's voice. Mr. Wordsmith, this is extremely important information. Please add this to your testimony. Yes, I shall do that. It's best that I tell you about it now before I forget again. As the defender requested, you will now testify about the sound you heard. Hearing a woman's voice, a faint, delicate sobbing. Oh, how interesting. You heard a woman sobbing. Yes, sobbing, or perhaps wailing. Eek. She sounded a bit like hinges in need of some grease. Boy, his falsetto packs a serious punch. And there was another noise too. Clack, 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 It was a pleasant sound, rather like that of wooden congs in motion. Ah? And another sound. A clink-clank of chains creaking. We've come a long way from the sound of a woman crying. Ow! I remember now! Woman's scream! It was likely the contraptions! On second thought, I heard it too. I remember a certain wailing, creaking noise flowing through the air. And when did you hear it? We ran to the bell tower, and I think it was when we arrived at the entrance. Indeed, only the quickest of us got there in time to hear it. Mr. Wordsmith is a fast runner. Gotta be honest, Nick, I never saw that coming. I think it might speak more for the slowness of the other Vigilantes. Anyway, we've got a new piece of info. The Vigilantes heard some noises resembling machinery in the tower. I wonder what was making all those eeks and clinks and clacks. Was there any machinery up in the bell tower? Now's the perfect time to present something that may have some connection to the noises. Let's go! Another sound, and another sound, and another sound. Yes. Okay. Wordsmith. Present. Contraption.
Objection!
The defense has a theory regarding the source of those strange sounds. It was most likely this. This mechanism is on the middle floor of the bell tower. That reminds me. There was some contraption up there unlike anything I'd ever seen before. That's right, Chief. We never touched it, though. How about we try operating the contraption to see what it does? We might just be able to reproduce the sound that Mr. Lottolance heard at the crime scene. Right, you might be onto something. But it was I who testified about it before that young man. I talked about it too. Guys, give credit where it's due. Well, you've got my curiosity. Let's see you set that contraption in motion. Game theory. Lord, just leave it to me. Get ready, everyone. Perk up your ears. Ah, yes. Woman scream. That's it! That's the very same sound I heard. Oh, it is! That's what I heard as well. Yes, that's it! Thanks for watching. As you've all seen, or rather heard, it's clear that device was operating shortly after the incident.
Objection!
This doesn't change the fact that we know nothing about what that contraption does. Your demonstration hasn't led us to any valuable conclusions. High Inquisitor Darklaw has a point. It's not like I don't have an idea what the machinery was used for. But how should I go about proving it to the court? Guess I should confront Madame Butterfly over there about her testimony. Good old Matt Pat. I haven't actually watched Game Theories. I probably should. It seems we wasted a lot of time over nothing. Defense, you may continue the interrogation. Alright, Foxy. You captured the girl, there was nowhere for anyone to hide. Okay.
Hold it!
Yeah, one follower away. Yippee!
We're getting there. How could you be so sure there was nowhere to hide? The whole city was watching the tower at the time. If the witch tried to climb down using a ladder or something, she'd have been seen. That's a fair point. But we're talking about Bezella here. She could have become invisible and flown out of the bell tower, you know. It'd be child's play for Bezella, since she can use spells any spell she wants. Right. The Great Witch Bezella could have escaped with ease. And yet, Espella was caught at the crime scene. Hear that, Nick? That's further proof that there's no way Espella's Bezella, right? It's hardly conclusive. I mean, if it was enough to convince everyone, we wouldn't be having this trial. But there's something in Foxy's testimony that keeps nagging at me. Was there really no place to hide? Can any evidence in the court record confirm that? Oh. Okay, well, let's see. I've got the robe, bell tower plan. Bell tower plan? Like up here? The belfry? We can try it, but I'm gonna save. Channel's still there, but Matt Pat himself was retired to spend more time with his family. I see.
Objection!
The eyes of the whole town were on the bell tower, and the entrance was locked. Witches may be able to make themselves invisible, but they can't physically disappear. Which means it's not unreasonable to suggest that escaping from the bell tower was nearly impossible. However, hiding themselves after the incident is a different story. That's the sketch of the bell tower, isn't it? Most fascinating. Well, Defender, how about you show us? Enlighten us as to where exactly the witch could have hidden. Up here.
Got it!
She hid here, of course, at the very top of the bell tower.
Objection!
It may seem like a plausible place to hide. However, that part of the bell tower is inaccessible to anyone. The stairs don't go up as far as the belfry.
Objection!
Remember our demonstration a little while ago? Demonstration? Are you referring to that silly contraption?
Objection!
That contraption serves a very specific function. The plan of the bell tower shows no stairs leading up to the belfry. Now, if you think about it in relation to the plan, it's obvious what this contraption is for. It's a mechanism enabling access up to the belfry. What? Is that what it is? Order, order! Another witch was in the bell tower when the incident happened, and the reason she wasn't discovered is because she used that contraption to reach the belfry and hide up there.
Objection!
The centroid of the mechanics. Hold your horses, Defender. You seem oblivious to the contradiction in your reasoning. What do you mean? I'm talking about your little demonstration earlier. Yes, the device was set in motion and made some strange noises. And yet... that's all it did. That's right. Nothing else happened. If it was a device for accessing the top of the tower, then why didn't it take us there? Ergo, that contraption is of no relevance to this case. Which brings us back to my erstwhile conclusion that there was no other witch.
Objection!
It's too early to say that, High Inquisitor. And why is that? Sure, our demonstration didn't show it, but maybe the device didn't work because it wasn't used correctly. What? Why do you think so? My reasoning is simple. Let's just say it would be troublesome if just anyone could go up and sound the bell. So it's reasonable to assume that access to the belfry would be restricted. In other words, that a special key would be needed. A key. And I think I know just what that key is. Before I ask you to present evidence, I'd like to summarize your theory. You believe that there was another witch in the bell tower at the time of the incident, and that this witch used a contraption within the tower to make her way up to the belfry and hide there. Your whole theory rests solely upon that contraption. If it doesn't allow access to the belfry, then your reasoning is completely wrong. I'm sure you know what that would mean for Espella. Your mistake would seal her fate. My reasoning is simple. Trust me, bro. True. Phoenix knows, guys. Yes, I'm aware of that. Alright then, the defense shall prove its theory. Show us the key needed to operate the contraption in the bell tower.
Take that!
The key to the contraption is this pendant. That belongs to the accused, doesn't it? That's right, we found it at the crime scene. Now, if we take a look at the bottom part of this contraption, there's a depression here about the exact same size of the pendant. Oh yes, I remember it. A hole in the shape of the pendant. I don't get it. Why would that pendant be the key to the bell tower? I don't know either, at least not for now. But the point is, it definitely is. With this pendant, we should be able to operate the contraption and access the belfry. Let's go! Belfry! Well then, the court will grant the defense a chance to prove its assertion. However, you shall be given one chance only. Oh, I don't know if I like that. Are you ready, defender? Make sure you're prepared for the consequences of a mistake. This will be your only chance. If it doesn't work, that will be the end of it. Yes, I'm ready. I've got to be right about this. Good. To be honest, this looks like a puzzle. I wish the professor was here. This is totally his field of expertise. Are you ready, Nick? Should we give it a try? Yeah, it's gotta work. Espella's fate depends on this. Talk about pressure. I've gotta stay calm. Oh boy! Let's go. The bell tower. Pendant light is reflected by the blue gems on the circumference of the gears of the machine. Each gear will rotate 90 degrees when turned. Rotate the gears to align the blue gems and redirect the light. The large central gem will only reflect light when in the vertical position, and when rotated, light must hit the red gems on either side at the same time. Oh! Okay, Nick, let's give this thing a shot. Okay. Whoa, a beam of light. Of course, this must be the key. That light is just begging to be pointed at one of those red gems. You're right. Still, it looks like there's some kind of trick to the whole thing. A trick? Yeah, think about it. There are two gems. I bet we have to light both of them simultaneously. Looks like we're gonna have to do it with only the single beam of light, too. What? Are you sure we can pull that off? I have no clue, but we've got no choice but to try. All we have to do is move the gears and bounce the light off those blue gems. Alright, no time for the jitters, Nick. We've got to make this work. For Espella! Front-facing Feeny can't hurt me, he isn't real. Oh, you're gonna see a lot more of him later. Okay. Oh boy. Whoa. Ooh. I think that's it. Did you see that? It lit up for like a second. Yeah, it did, but that was only one gem. What gives? Nothing's happening. What exactly did you expect? The gemstones must be lit simultaneously. But there's only one light. It's impossible. Indeed. Now then, I believe we have our answer. It is, as you say, impossible. Oh. Wait a second. Let me try just one more time. That will not be necessary. Your time is up. Or have you already forgotten? You were given only one chance to back up your claim. No way! Huh? Did I lose? The end. The defense has failed to prove its theory. The contraption cannot be operated with the pendant. But the pendant fit right into the mechanism. There's no way that's a coincidence. But still, no matter how much I try, it seems impossible to direct the light at both gems simultaneously. It seems your foolish experiment wasn't too much of a waste of time. Huh? While you were tinkering with that contraption, the accused regained consciousness. Dun dun dun, I know. Oh, Espella! Is she okay? Well, despite seeming a bit confused, she is in better shape now. Although, I wouldn't describe her situation as okay. Quite the opposite, in fact. Don't tell me you've forgotten your agreement with the judge. You failed to prove your theory, and so the accused's fate has been decided. Urgh, there's nothing I can say to that. Attendants, bring in the accused. Are we cooked?
Accused, the trial has reached its conclusion in your absence. The court shall now announce its verdict.
The verdict.
Bye-bye, Espella.
You are the Great Witch, And your true name is Bezella. This evening, a terrible crime took place. You killed your father, the storyteller, using the spell Grandworm.
You killed your father. Prepare to die. Be gone.
Does the accused have anything to say?
Yes, I am Bezella, the one that brought calamity upon this town.
Bruh. Real.
And my memories are proof of this. I remember the legendary fire in which this town was burned to the ground.
Phoenix and Professor Layton worked so hard to save you, and for what? For you to just go, oh yes, I'm Bezella. Burn me. Girl.
And this day, several hours ago, I summoned a fire dragon and took my own father's life.
You liar! I know.
There is no doubt that the Great Witch is a part of me.
Honestly, she deserves to burn for that. That's what I'm saying.
I understand.
Hold it!
Liar, liar, pants on fire. We will set her pants on fire. I will be the one to do it. No, Espella, you can't! Don't say that. Burn! You're under a spell. Don't give up just yet. Fool. Francie, is that you? What? You've been fighting a battle in this court. You have come here with your logic, finding contradictions to astound everyone. It was your battle, not hers. So how can you be telling her not to give up when you have already dropped your sword? I have not. If you are a true knight of the court, you will fight your battle to the end. Why is she telling me this? It almost sounds like she's encouraging me. Is she waiting for something?
No, it's okay, Mr. Wright.
Girl, you have no say in this. Whose side are you on? Exactly. Everybody's wishy-washy here.
Ever since I was little, I can only remember being all alone. But that's not really true. There were people who were dear to me and memories that I cherished. At least, I think there were. But
Girl.
I've already lost all that.
Aunt Patty would be so sad.
They were taken from me the moment I became Bezella.
Poor Espella.
And you killed them, so stop yapping. Go into the flames, true.
Since then, I started working at Aunt Patty's bakery. I met Mr. Wright, Maya, Mr. Layton, and Luke. The four of you did all you could to help me.
And how do you repay us?
I am truly happy to have met you. But blame for the Great Witch's crimes rests solely on my shoulders. So let's put an end to this now. Bezella must not remain in this town. Thank you, Mr. Wright.
Oh, what's that? What is that? Espella. Well then. It is time for the final verdict. Think, Phoenix, think! Isn't there anything I can do? I just need something. Anything that could offer even a single glimmer of hope in this darkness of despair. There's gotta be something, right? Oh! Raise an objection.
Objection!
Your Honor, please hold off with the verdict. What's that, defender? He looks like he's about to hit Phoenix with the gavel. It's too early to pass the final judgment onto Espella. What? Explain yourself. You said earlier that the trial has reached its conclusion. But there's something we have yet to examine. What are you suggesting? Activate plot armor! Phoenix never loses! Except when he does, but like, shh. Do you mean to say you have some new evidence? But surely there cannot possibly any new evidence at this late stage.
Very well, Defender. We shall play along with you just one more time. Now, show us the evidence that we haven't yet seen.
The new crucial piece of evidence is on Espella's person. There's only one place where it can where it can be. It's in Espella's possession. We saw it just now, guys.
I have it?
I saw it for a second. Something there that she shouldn't have. An item that contradicts what we've heard. My gut feeling tells me that this item is the key to this whole case.
Most interesting. I shall enjoy watching you hopelessly struggle through this, like a fish caught in a net.
Now, Defender, show us this new evidence that the accused supposedly has in her possession.
It's right there, guys.
Got it.
Are we blind?
Espella, can I see the bracelet on your left hand?
Yes, certainly, if you'd like. It's actually a pendant, you know. But the strap got torn somehow when I was up in the bell tower. That's why I've had it around my wrist since, well, just before this trial started.
But this pendant? It looks exactly the same as the one we already have here. Wait a minute! What's all this? We confiscated her pendant at the crime scene. Why? Why is she wearing it now? I don't get it. It's giving me a headache. So I was right. I have another question about this pendant. Espella, do you remember when exactly the strap broke?
I'm trying to remember, but no, I can't. I know it was still fine when we parted ways, but...
In other words, she has no memory of it. She doesn't remember when it broke or when she tied it to her wrist. That's certainly bizarre, I must say. Your pendant has already been submitted as evidence.
Objection.
And yet, Espella still has her pendant. That's a fact we can all attest to, which means... there must have been two pendants to begin with. Really?
So there are two. And the accused was caught red-handed at the crime scene. Whether this pendant is hers or not, it doesn't change anything.
Yeah! She was caught red-handed by us, the Vigilantes. This pendant proves something crucial to the case. It can't be more crucial than us catching her at the crime scene.
He kinda has a point.
The second pendant wasn't dropped by Espella. So as the defense already suggested, one more person was at the crime scene. What?
Not the domino effect. Where did he go?
Order! Order! Accused, submit your pendant as evidence this instant.
Yes, my lord.
Nick? If we have two pendants to work with, maybe we can see if that strange contraption will work this time. Now it makes sense. That must be why it didn't work before. Your Honor, the defense would like to try operating the mechanism in the bell tower one more time. What? Why now? The contraption didn't work before because we only had one pendant. But both pendants are needed to operate it properly. Foolishness. Try as many times as you like. It's no use.
The third-person argument. Let's go.
High Inquisitor Darklaw, you know this is a waste of time.
If it's not going to work anyway, why not let the defender see for himself?
What?
Defender, if you think you can operate the contraption with two pendants,
then I suggest you go ahead and try it, unless it has already dawned upon you that such a plan is futile. Defense shall be given one more chance to verify its theory about the aforementioned contraption. Let us now make our way to the bell tower. Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we're gonna save here for today. This segment is a lot longer than I thought it would be. But we're going to save here, And then I would like to do a little bit of drawing before I end stream, so I might go a little over time, but that's okay.